Hello, everybody. Welcome to another speed build. So today's house is definitely a family home. And usually I don't really think too hard about the Sims backstory. I just kind of think about what type of Sims live there, how many, that sort of thing, if I think of anything at all. But for this family, I did put a little more thought into it. I figured it would be a mom and dad that probably had trouble having their own children, so decided to adopt one. And they live just in a modestly, words, not my strong point. So they live in a modestly sized home, and the parents have their bedroom upstairs, and then their adopted child has their bedroom and ensuite bathroom downstairs. And this child, I don't know if it's a boy or a girl or non binary, probably non binary, but they are definitely the more artistic type, as you'll see when I start decorating. But I had a little bit of fun with this outside, and these debug stones, I'm not sure if I've mentioned it before, but I definitely just straight up stole this idea from Evelyn on YouTube. She does this all the time, and I just love how it looks. It makes the walkway look so much more realistic, and she does such a better job than I do, but I'm trying. I know I've said this before, but exteriors and landscaping are not really my strong point. I did do some landscaping here. I didn't really think that this would be a family that like kept a garden per se, but they do have like the sort of ground cover and bushes and whatever, but not flowers that they would have to care for a lot. I don't know if that makes sense, but anyhow, yeah. The shape of this house is relatively simple, which I kind of like. I mean, it's sort of more realistic in my opinion. You just sort of see boxy houses, I think. And I'm learning to raise the windows ahead of time now because the kitchen counters will clip into them and I hate that. So, yeah, and then this porch up top or deck up top. I like that too. I don't add too much onto it, but I just think it's a fun concept for them to like hang out on like a summer's night or something like that. And I added those planter boxes in the front of the house just to give the house a little bit more character. Figured it looked pretty from the street, which is generally what people care about. And then because this is a family house, I did add a pool back here. And then I couldn't decide what I wanted to do in the backyard really, or what I wanted it to look like. So I just went with the basic, like they laid cement down, put a pool in, and then they do like outdoor barbecuing. And then I go ahead and add like a clothesline back here, and I do the swing set, the monkey bars, and then I give them a flower arranging table. I figured I didn't know who would be into it, whether it would be the child or one of the parents, but I thought that was a nice touch. This is definitely like a hands-on crafty family as a whole because I do end up putting a woodworking table as well as like an easel and other stuff like that, but I figured that someone in the family would grow their own flowers back here instead of like caring for the landscaping gardening kind of thing. And I also thought that debug bicycle from Eco Lifestyle, I think that's the pack I came with, was a nice touch as well. Just sort of adds that whole like lived in family feel, I think. And yeah, not too much, not too organized either, like sort of just it is what it is. Again, more realistic, less Sims like. But now we're on the interior of the house, and I did add like a little office space here in the upstairs hallway. I'm not sure what the parents do for a living. I didn't put any real thought into that, but I figured every home now has at least one computer anyhow, so I did do that. And you'll see I go ahead and add some of the nifty knitting stuff throughout the house as well because this is probably more the child's hobby. I would say that they're into like the hands-on crafting, and you'll see when I get to their bedroom why I think that, but I thought that the parents might have been some inspiration for that. I'm not sure, but yeah, I don't know. I just thought it was a nice touch, and I liked keeping, I think I said this in my last build too, the darker wood tones throughout the house. I'm leaning more towards those lately, which is weird because I don't normally like that in real life, but I've been doing that in The Sims, and I kind of like it, especially with the Dream Home Decorator stuff, how they have the darker wood tones with those like they're not pastel, but they're the muted tones. Like here, I do the muted pink, and then they have the green and the blue as well. I just like how it looks, and I think when the rooms are on the larger scale, like this one here, the darker wood looks okay. I think if you have tiny rooms, the darker wood can kind of shrink it down if you don't have that white contrast. But yeah, I liked it, and I used this mirror here that came with City Living and sort of divided the room a little bit because it's not a true walk-in closet, but it is a closet right before their ensuite bathroom. And I did not keep the recordings of the bathrooms in this build. They're pretty basic. I mean, I feel like you can't really get too creative with bathrooms in The Sims right now anyhow. Um, but yeah, so on a side note, this will probably be my last build without the cottage living pack because I did pre-order that. I'm super excited about it, so I'm probably going to be a little bit obsessive about it. I might do some gameplay videos. I know I've sort of stopped doing the gameplay of the Dream Home Decorator. I know I'll probably continue it at some point, but right now I'm just kind of taking a break. I've been doing other stuff in my real life. I've been posting a lot on TikTok. I will have that down in the description box if you want to check that out. I do a lot of painting of miniatures, specifically for Warhammer. I don't know if you know what that is, but if you do, you might want to check that out. I also just do like funny, quirky things on there. So yeah, I've been pretty busy, so doing gameplay videos is a little bit trickier for me. But I might do some with the cottage living. I'm not sure yet. I purposely avoided watching everyone's early access videos because I kind of want to go in blindly and like have my own first reaction thing. But yeah, so I'm just saying this is the last video for a while without that pack, just so you know. But here we are onto the child's bathroom, and like I said, it's probably a non-binary child. You don't have to keep that if you don't want to, but just because of the mix of colors and activities and all that, I figured it was like a nice. I would love this room as a teenager, not gonna lie. But yeah, I did put a lot of art stuff on the floor there, like the arts and crafts, the designer swatches, the knitting book, and just give them a lot of color and like those almost, what are they, like the Funko Pop looking things, the shelf unit on the wall. I just figured it was really cute. Like, it's a small bedroom, but it's very, like, I feel like the child would be very comfortable in there. Like, it's their space, you know? So I had fun with that. And then out here, we're on the main living area. I used the Parenthood countertops because it had this deep wood with the white contrast, and I just thought it looked really pretty. And I've been enjoying mixing the different types of upper cabinets lately. Like, I don't know why it took me 6 or 7 years now into this game to realize that that's a thing, but that's a thing. And so, yeah. And I also talked over the laundry room that's off the kitchen here. I thought that was a nice touch, pretty realistic. And I put some glitter on top of the refrigerator here, more like realistic glitter to like a candy jar, which is actually the spooky candy from Paranormal, but that's fine. Like some olive oil bottles, a pitcher. I think I end up adding like one plant up there later, but the kitchen clutter in here. Oh yeah, the plate. I figured the child made that plate, so I thought that was pretty. Um, but the kitchen clutter is here, but it's more realistic and minimal. I feel like when there's a larger kitchen like this with all this cabinet space, like having a lot of clutter doesn't really make sense because most of the stuff would be put away. And here now I'm moving on to this little sitting area. I did the tiny living TV. I just thought it fit in nice. Here I work in the lighter wood tones. I think it actually works okay because the floor has that like multi-grainal thing going on. But this couch here is the one from Dream Home Decorator that is not the sectional couch. I think it's really pretty. It has that modern feel while still being like cozy because it has the pillows on it and it has the realistic swatches. So I like that. You can see I put the knitting basket there, a couple plants here and there, and then here is the sort of like art corner, if you want to call it that, where I figured the child would do a lot of their art here, like out in the living area, maybe while the mom's cooking or the dad's watching TV, like something like that. I just thought it was nice, cute, and cozy. But that is it for this house. I hope you liked it. There are screenshots, of course, at the end. Go ahead, hit that subscribe button. Make sure you have the notifications turned on so you never miss a video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye!